All hella beard, it's your boy Big Beard B, and we back for another edition of Big Beard Business. Today's video comes by way of a conversation that I had a few weeks ago, and it's been on my mind here recently, and I figured I would put it out there for a conversation for us. Now, someone that I know, we were talking about a date that he was going on, and he went on this date and he told me, again, I think I mentioned this before, he wore a Hugo Boss fragrance, and we talked about the reasons of why he utilized this fragrance and kind of what the fragrance strategy would be for him for future dates, as he had one coming up. So I figured, as that conversation went, we talked about some fragrances that you should never, ever wear on the first date, although they could be good and are great for subsequent dates down the line. If you like to hear them, well, then here they go. Now, when it comes to wearing fragrances, as I've mentioned before, wearing fragrances, really the most powerful scent out there is your sense of smell, and they help you recall memories, etc. And on that first date, you may not want to bring up too many old memories. So the first fragrance on today's list comes from YSL. Yes, Yves Saint Laurent, and I'm sure a lot of you out there have this fragrance in your collection, or have seen it in retail stores, or know something about it. And this one is YSL La Nuit. Now, this one is a fragrance that is somewhat of a classic when it comes to wearing fragrances, and one that's an easy reach. And it's an easy reach because a lot of women do find this fragrance to be enjoyable. And because of that, some of you out there may want to rock this thing as an easy grab. But I would urge you not to do so, because this thing is super, super popular. And chances are, if you're wearing this fragrance, you may smell like someone she has dealt with in the past. And that's not what you want to do on the first date. Whether it was super good memories or super bad memories, either one is not good for you. So I would say stray away from a fragrance like this. It's super popular, although it does have some really good aspects to this scent. Now, although this next fragrance smells nothing like this one of the ones that you could substitute this fragrance for is something like a jazz club. That fragrance is sexy, has this cocktail type of feel to it, and it is generally accepted as a great smelling scent, and that's not one that's going to be on a ton of people. It's one that can be picked up at a few locations, and you really got to know what you know. Yes, you really got to know what you know when you're picking up that fragrance. So this one here, save it for dates down the line or casual wears down the line when she's forgotten all about that other guy. Now, this next fragrance falls in that same category, and it's actually from the same house, and it's generally one that people kind of graduate to when they go from YSL La Nuit. They go to YSL La Nuit de l'Homme, okay, which is that date night scent, which is one that people generally use for that reason. This fragrance here is sexy, it's seductive. Too much said about this fragrance out there today, but what I will tell you about this one, although it's darker, this fragrance is probably more popular than the original, and that's rare when it comes down to flanker scents across the board. This fragrance here is known for being a huge compliment getter, especially as it comes to those date night scents. If you put this thing in on YouTube, there's gonna be a ton of results that pop back for this thing because it works, okay? And with that being said, this is another fragrance you may want to shy away from for that first date night. With something like this fragrance, you could lean away from this one and really go for something like Dolce & Gabbana, the One Intense, the new one, not the older ones, because that's going to be in the same boat and really in the same vein in terms of popularity. That new fragrance can really work for you for the date night situations, but this fragrance here will work as well, but I would urge you to shy away from it on the first date. Now, this next fragrance is super popular, and it's popular for good reason. It works to get compliments, and yes, again, I'm going to say it, it works, and that's really what you want when it comes down to a date night scent. What I will say about this fragrance is, although it will make a good first impression in terms of smell, I'm going to tell you to stay away from this one in all its flankers, because chances are your boo thing or your potential boo thing has smelled this on their old boo thing, all right? This one is Dior Survive, all right? Dior Survive, whether it's the EDT, the EDP, or the Parfum, is fragrances that we should shy away from on that initial date. And then listen, this fragrance works for a number of reasons. One, it lasts. So if you're going on a date that you want to get some additional mileage out of, then this fragrance is one that you want to wear. It projects, that's good. It's inviting, it's easy to wear, and it's likely not going to offend that special or potential special someone. But this fragrance is definitely going to jog up some memories, whether it's from some guy that she wanted to talk to or wanted to talk to her. Just do yourself a favor and shy away from this one on the first date. Now, again, all of these fragrances are super, super nice fragrances, but on the first date, you probably should shy away. And this fragrance here next up is, again, super popular fragrance. All of these fragrances are popular and super nice. This fragrance is woody, it's blue, and this one is Bleu de Chanel Parfum. All right, this Parfum EDT or EDP, shy away from on that first date. Now, I talk about this one in a number of videos for that date night situation, close encounter situations, or easy to wear fragrances. This one tends to make it on a lot of those lists, and also on most complimented lists. That Bleu de Chanel family of fragrances tends to really work, which is why they keep coming out with them over and over and over again. What I would say is, instead of wearing something like this, maybe you could go with something newer like Coach Blue. Now, although these things are not the same, this is probably the better fragrance. Chances are she probably won't have as many memories associated to that fragrance as she does this one here, whether it's this from a teacher, an old lover, or something of that nature. These fragrances tend to jog up some old memories, and that's not what you're looking to do. You're looking to establish this new ground of, hey, I'm here, baby, you know, check me out. All right, but fragrances like this won't do it for you on that first date. Again, as you go on and on multiple dates, date 2, date 3, let's go date 3 and beyond, that fragrance, you're gonna begin to pull these fragrances out. Now, this next fragrance is really the fragrance that's kind of pushed us into this conversation and led us into this video. So as I stated, he mentioned that he was wearing this Hugo Boss fragrance for his first date, and we talked about what he was going to wear on his second date. And the second date was a fragrance that is also good, but he kind of put himself in the date 3 situation and told me what he was going to wear on date 3 to go in for the kill. And I'm like, well, wow, Tiger, what are you going to wear? He said Creed's Aventus. And he gave me a good reason of why he did not wear this one on the first go around. I was like, okay, tell me why. So he said on the first date, he doesn't wear this fragrance, although this one is probably not going to be as common as the other fragrances that we talked about. He did have a good, valid reason of why he did not want to wear it on the first date. And one, he said, you know what, B, I'm not trying to blow their mind so early. I'm like, no, that's not what he said. But that's what he should have said, all right? But really what he was talking about is he uses this fragrance as a special occasion fragrance. And he only wanted to wear it when he felt that the person was special enough to smell it on his skin. Like, okay. And when he went into the cost per sprays on a fragrance like Creed Aventus versus the others, and he really wanted to step his game up a bit more, and I was like, I get you. But what really sealed the deal in terms of why he does not wear Creed Aventus on the first date really made a ton of sense to me. And here's why. If the date doesn't go well and she likes the fragrance, she's likely going to say, hey, what do you have on? And he's going to say, hey, I have on Creed Aventus. And then she can run over to the next person and tell them that, you know, she likes Creed Aventus and that's what they should wear. And now someone else is rocking that fragrance that he put her onto. And I'm like, you know what, my guy? I like the way you think, all right? And that was a weird way to get to that one, but that's kind of where we are, man. Let me know of any fragrance out there that you recommend not wearing on the first date. Now, I know some of them might come up like Ultramar, etc. Listen, man, I would love to know. I think this is a great discussion, and some people would utilize this as their go-to for dates. As always, I'm your boy, Big Beard. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend that we are back again. And those are 5 fragrances you should never wear on a first date. But before you go, man, do me a favor. So you never miss a date here. When I drop a video, just hit the goddamn